Welcome to Not From Here, a podcast dedicated to past versions of ourselves.
And the current versions of all of you. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riley Klauza.
And I am Isa Rodriguez. And we are just a couple of Michiganders turned New Yorkers trying to get a grip.
Have you ever been made fun of for the way you say things or thought, damn, I never even realized I had an accent?
Well, we have too, because we're definitely
not from here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, who's with us?
It's Landry Champlin.
Hello, Landry.
Hello.
So excited to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I cannot wait for this episode. I was like filling Isa. I did such a deep dive on you.
Oh my
Not
God,
to be
she did.
weird.
Oh,
I
no.
did a deep dive. I'm so excited. Like I was telling Isa literally everything you've done.
It's the weirdest life. Like so strange.
Cannot
I'm
wait
so
to hear
excited
about
to
it.
dive in. But okay, Isa wants to start the episode off with a question.
I do. I thought it would be kind of fun. We were chatting before this, and for some reason, the TikTok meme right now about how there's always a J name for guys, but what is the equivalent for girls? And I've seen so many girls like stitch it and do it, but there's one name that like no one's said yet. And I'm like, how are you guys missing this? But I wanted to open it to the floor and see what the girls thought because,
Okay, I have like four.
Oh,
okay, I think
off the
guest
bat, the
starts
fact
it
that
off.
you have 4. Yeah. go.
Okay, the first one is Taylor, but like also Taylor Swift. So like I can't like hate too
Oh,
much. But
right.
There's always a Taylor.
Always a Taylor.
And she's always the worst.
Always a okay.
Okay.
Yes.
There's also always a Lily.
so true.
So true.
I know multiple Lilies.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Oh, I actually know one Lily. I don't know why I said
You're
You're like,
is
I know
one
so many
I like
Lilies.
love with every fiber of my being, but the others, no.
no.
Respectfully, no.
Don't mess with
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think those are like my big two.
me. Okay.
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 I
Wait, I
love
want to
that.
know yours.
Wait, what-
Okay, big one.
Big.
Ashley.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Ashley.
Fucking Ash.
And then I did see this one online, but I have to back it up. Maddie.
Yeah.
But I do love, I have Maddies that I do love,
Okay.
but also
There's just a lot
questionable
of them.
ones
I
as
just
well.
feel like
Yeah.
there are so many. Like there have to
Yeah.
be a few that are questionable.
And then I'm sorry, but Allie.
I was gonna say Allie.
Or like Allison, like some.
yes.
Mm.
You know what
Maybe
mine is?
specifically Allie.
Ooh,
I don't know.
You hate the
Yeah.
IE.
Just put that out there. Ooh, I don't know. We'll see how we feel.
Mine is Emily. There's
Were we
always a
ta- yes.
fucking Emily.
Yeah, there is.
One of my
always an
arch
Emily.
nemesis is named Emily. I hope
Really?
she hears this.
You're like, this one's for you.
This one's about you. It really is.
Okay.
Oh,
That
great.
was-
I
That's
love
a
that.
great question.
It's like an icebreaker.
Wait,
Who do
never
you
mind.
hate?
Who do we hate?
Who do we hate?
Anyway. Okay, so Landry,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about where you're originally from.
Okay, so I am from Colleyville, Texas, which is like smack dab in between Dallas and Fort Worth. It's like right next to the DFW airport.
Okay.
It's basically just like suburbia. Like there's really not anything like special going on happening.
Okay.
But like I am a Texas girl, like through and through. Like I love
Amazing.
Dallas. I love like boots. I love I love all of it. So yeah, that's where I'm from originally. And then I went to college in Oklahoma. So it's just giving like yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
So
She
yeehaw.
loves the South.
She does a little bit.
Do you say y'all?
I do. I do. Like
I love it.
chronically, y'all. Like it's a chronic issue.
I was hoping you would.
Yeah. Anyway, Texas, yeah.
Okay,
Where I'm from
what
originally.
would you say is like your theater origin story? Like what got you into performing?
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of funny. I grew up singing primarily just country music because
Of course.
Texas, yeehaw. And I never really did theater until I was like a sophomore in high school. So I grew up actually with this like really rare form of stuttering. It's called blocking. And so for a really long time, I never really liked to like talk to people. I didn't like to be on stage having to talk, but I did like to sing because it's impossible to stutter while you sing. So I grew up doing primarily just like singing stuff. And then when I was a sophomore in high school, we did a production of, I think it was Once Upon a Mattress. I played Lord Number 3. So that was my introduction to
Slay.
theater. And I was so obsessed. Like it was so fun. So like then from then on out, I did like all of the shows at school. And then I decided that I wanted to like do theater when I was like a senior in high school. So
I love
I was a little
that.
late to the game, but it was a time.
That's like
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
I would say like I feel like high school is pivotal
Yeah.
in theater, in
It
my
really
theater
is.
journey. And I feel like without it, like, I don't know if I would have discovered that passion. So I love that. High
Yeah.
school's so big.
Yeah.
Being a theater kid in high school, dude, whole
No,
personality.
that was
It's
like
different.
that was like my everything.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
that and choir. That was
like
my
those
everything.
cast lists,
Ooh.
the tears, the
No,
shed,
listen.
too much,
No, yeah.
too much.
Unreal. Yeah.
So you said you went to school in Oklahoma. Tell us a little bit about that audition process and how you got there from high school.
Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of funny because like I was super late to the game. So like I did not know that like the college audition process was like a thing. I like missed
Dude.
that. I didn't know that like
Same.
this
This is insane.
This is so funny. Okay, I like did not know that like people auditioned at like 30 schools.
Yeah.
I had never heard of a unified ever in my life. I was like, what the hell is
You
that?
two are living the same
I was
life.
like,
I'm
what is
living through you.
occurring? Yeah. Anyway, so I had a friend and he went to OCU, which is where I went. And he was a year older than me. And
Okay.
he was like, if you want to do theater, like you should just audition and see if you get in. Like it's a great school. I was like,
Mhm.
sure. I'd never heard of it ever in my life. So I auditioned there and then 2 other schools total. And like that was literally it. And I got in and I
Yeah.
was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go. I guess that's what's happening. But like then I got to school and like everybody I found out, they had been to like a million auditions
Yeah,
and they had like flown all over the place and like spent all this money and all this time. I was like, oh,
You're like, oh wait.
I'm like, I showed up and I sang gimme for my audition and they let me in.
And they
And it
ate it
worked.
up.
They were like, and it
They
worked.
were like for sure. Anyway, so yeah, so that was like the audition process for me. It was kind of not a thing. Kind of
I
not
love
a
that.
thing. Yeah. So that happened to you too?
Yes,
Oh my
I just didn't know.
I didn't
Like my family, it was not theater
No, same.
oriented, and so I just didn't know until after it happened. Like once
yeah.
it was over, I was like, oh, that's how you're supposed to do it.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But I'm kind of thankful that it happened that way because I felt like I didn't really get burnt out before
Yeah.
I got to
Oh,
school.
yeah.
That happened later.
Ooh, love
Anyway,
that.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell us, did you like your time there?
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. So I was a freshman when the pandemic hit. So truly a wild time. Truly
Holy
a wild-
shit. I thought
Yeah.
you were older for some reason.
No,
Doesn't she give older energy?
You do. You give big sister. Are you
Yeah.
big sister?
yeah, I am. I'm the oldest. I have a brother. He's 18.
Oh,
He's so cute. He's a senior in high school. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, no. So that was my freshman year. And It was
Wow.
like truly wild. So like we really had like a normal experience for like
Mhm.
a semester. But
Yeah.
that was it. But because I went to school in Oklahoma and they
Yeah.
didn't really believe that the vid was real, we went back.
So true.
Right away.
It really was fine. But yeah, I did my first show at school. It was Spam-A-Lot, and I did it fully masked. We could only have 8 people on stage at one time. It
Brilliant.
was crazy. Anyway, yeah.
Peak art.
Yeah.
Peak art. But like overall, I was like not really expecting to like love being in Oklahoma as much as
Mhm.
I did, but it's actually a really fun town. It's a really fun place to be.
That's
Oklahoma City.
awesome.
Yeehaw. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
So how the heck did you get to New York City?
Oh my lord. Okay, so I graduated in college in May. And I moved
Of this
here
of 2023?
2023.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Congrats.
You're
I feel like
fresh.
you can
I'm-
still say congrats.
So thanks. It's giving fresh. It's giving fresh. It's giving child. And then I moved in July. So kind of a crazy thing. So I signed with the agents that I have now in
Mhm.
March.
Oh,
And so I
okay.
was like flying up here all the time. And it was just like to the point I like felt like I just needed to pull the trigger and
Yeah.
move. So I moved a little bit like sooner than I was expecting to, but
Mhm.
I just needed to be up here. I just needed to be up here and,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and to do the thing. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. What happened there? Yeah.
Obsessed.
Ended up in New York. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, no, it's not like a super insane story or anything, but yeah.
How would you say the transition itself was for you coming from like Texas and
Yeah.
Oklahoma and then being in this city? Like,
Yeah. So I came to New York for the first time when I was 16. And I like my whole life, I was like, I love Texas. I love this. But I knew that I wanted to like live in a big place and like
Yeah.
be part of something that was like a lot bigger than myself. So like when I came to the city for the first time when I was 16, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like I'm gonna
Mhm.
live here. So like I kind of had my sights set on that. So in a lot of ways, like it's been exactly what I hoped it would have been.
yeah.
It's been super fun, but also at the same time, like I miss my car
Yeah.
and I just want to get in the car and drive. But yeah, like I think overall the transition is as like seamless as it can be. Like this is just such a strange place to live.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, pretty good. Pretty
That's all you
good.
can hope
Yeah,
for.
pretty good.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Okay, wait. So how long have y'all been here?
So I moved here beginning of 2022, January 2022.
Okay.
So like a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Oh God.
I know.
She's
on,
been
2
here even
years?
longer.
Oh my God.
Not by that much, but
Like
in
a semester
August,
before me.
a semester.
A semester.
In August, it'll be 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Congrats.
I know. I can't, it's flown
feels
by.
crazy.
Yeah.
Has it flown by
Oh
for
my
you?
God. Yeah. I feel like I moved yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I have to find another place to live? Like, what's going on? Yeah. No, it moves fast, but I kind of love it. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with it.
Okay, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Do you have any like New York like horror stories or like survival job stories or
Ooh.
just any like the New York experience overall? How
Okay.
has it treated you?
Overall, I've been really lucky. So like I work from home. So
Oh,
I'm a
amazing.
pageant coach. That's what I do in my spare time.
Come on.
So I feel like I don't leave the house very much. I probably should.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it's like super nice. So I feel like in terms of like crazy things happening, like
Mhm.
New York wise, pretty tame. I will
Right.
say, I've had some like insane things happen in a lot of auditions as of
Mhm.
late, like just like really unhinged things, like I fall or like things go down. So yeah, like one of my first auditions after I moved here, there was like a left-handed cartwheel in one of the
Okay.
Okay.
Which
so
is like
Choice?
the first audition?
this was like a callback.
Okay,
And-
okay,
and
callback.
Yeah, so like we had done like one of the combos like for the first audition, and I was
Okay.
like, slay, safe, everything's fine.
Got it.
I go in for the callback. They teach us another combo. There's a left-handed cartway, and I
Why
did bust my ass.
left-handed?
I don't know, but so that is probably like one of the craziest things that has happened to me so far. I like
Yeah.
literally fell on my face, and then like they let me do it again, and I fell again.
And
Like I like,
it was like
I
double
fully fell
whammy.
twice, and then I fully got cut. So that has been a thing that
They're
happened.
like,
to
okay,
me.
she can't do it.
Literally, I got asked a couple of days ago if I knew how to pole dance in an audition. I said I don't,
I could learn,
and then I
but
got cut again. So
You're like, no.
high expectations
it's
in that
clearly-
audition.
between the bars up here, and I did not exceed that. So yeah,
Wow.
so like not really like crazy like out on the street stories, but I
Yeah.
feel like shit like that happens to me all the time, where I just am like, okay, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
For sure.
You're like, okay, yep,
sure.
I did get cut. Yep.
It's giving left-handed cartwheel. Yeah, so I can't do that. Not on my special skills. That's for real.
So you were talking about how you're a pageant coach,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about that, about your job.
Oh my God. Okay. So I grew up competing. Well, not like grew up doing a lot of pageants, but I started competing in the Miss America system when I was 14.
Wow.
And I competed up until I was 21, almost
Oh my gosh.
22-ish. So like it's been a fairly new thing that I've
Damn,
stopped.
7 years.
Yeah, like a really, really, really long time. And it was super fun. I really loved it. I felt like it really like brought me out of my shell. Like I'm a super shy, kind of like super introverted, kind of awkward person. So I felt
Yeah.
like it like really pushed me outside of my comfort zone a lot. So I did that for a really long time, and I decided to stop competing so I could move here, because it's a
Yeah.
thing like if you win, you have to take like a year off from your life and like
Mhm.
tour the state of Texas and like go and speak to children. Like that's like the job.
Yeah.
And so it was just like I couldn't do it. Like I just
Yeah.
really just needed to be here and moving and all the things. So when I left college, I was like, okay, I need a summer job, but I'm not gonna be at home long enough to get a real job. So I put out just like a feeler on like all of my apps, and I was like, hey, if I were to coach, like would people be into this?
Yeah.
And it blew up. It was like truly, it was like crazy. So I work from home. I do a lot of like talent coaching. I do a lot of stuff with a private interview. Just pretty much anything that goes into like competing in a pageant.
Oh
That's what
my
I do.
God.
And yeah, so I started in May, and at the end of December, like I did like a thing where I like went back and I was trying to count like all of the girls that I had. I worked with 117 people from May to December. Like truly absurd.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
Literally
anyway,
just like putting it on.
yeah,
your social
like I
media.
was just like expecting it to be like a way to make money like while I was saving
Yeah.
up to move.
Mhm.
It turned into like a full-fledged thing. So honestly, like it's been super nice because like it's something else that I can build like while I'm
Mhm.
also trying to like be an actor. So
Yeah.
like yeah, when I'm a little bit over auditioning and I'm burnt out, like I have something else that I can pour all
Yeah.
of my time and all of my energy into. So yeah, it's super
Wow.
fun. It's super fun. Yeah.
Good.
And I have girls that are like 9, and I have girls that are 30.
Yeah.
So like it really just like varies.
Wow.
It's truly insane. Yeah, it's fun though.
That is incredible.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your background in this pageant world, like how do you feel like it impacts your life as an artist and like your
my God.
career?
You know what? I think it's both a good thing and a bad thing. So kind of as I said earlier, I grew up with this really like severe speech impediment. So for a really long time, like I never really felt super like confident talking to people. Like that just was never my thing. And I always loved like theater, but I never really felt like I could do it because I didn't think that I could like speak in front of people. So pageants for sure, like because you have to talk so much, you have to talk on stage, you have to talk in the private interview room, like that's so much of like what goes into it. It really did give me like the confidence to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna try like the theater thing and we're gonna see. And like it was totally fine. So I think in that way, like I owe a lot to it because it did really give me like the confidence to know how to like go into a room and like show up. But I also think too, like the thing that I'm kind of like realizing now, because it was so much a part of my life for so long, like there is an element of like you have to always be like perfect and you have to always be like on, you know? And like in theater, they don't always want that. You know what I mean? Like they want like your take on everything. And so right now, my work at the moment is like trying to balance like, okay, who is me? Like who am I without like the pageant thing? You know what I mean? So it's been a really interesting experience, but I'm super thankful for it because like I would not be doing literally anything I'm doing now had I not competed. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Wow, you are incredible.
You
I'm
are.
obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you. I can't even handle it.
Friday's like, I'm gonna cry.
I'm like, no, I cry a little too much. I'm like gagged over here.
I do too. I like scroll on like reels now and everything makes me cry. Like I don't know what's going on with like all the things. Yeah.
They hit.
They do.
Really
They
do.
There's a lot of stuff about like dogs these days.
Oh, do you
That
know
whole
the
trend on
trend?
TikTok where I can't.
I did the dive. Well, I kept seeing the sound, and it was like I kept seeing videos that were like, "Who would start this trend?"
The sound, so I like hit the sound.
No, that's exactly what I did. I was like, what's everyone talking about? I haven't even seen a video.
Like, sobbing.
Lisa, do you know what we're talking about?
No,
You don't want to.
It's so bad. Okay, it's like this trend. Where
I
like,
oh my god! It like thinking about it makes me want to cry.
Fourth time. No, I can't.
I'm holding it in.
Yeah.
She's like, no tears
No
today.
tears today.
oh my god, yeah, it's this like trend about like your dog that like has died basically.
Oh.
No, it's so
But
sad.
it's like really sad. I will cry if I talk about it. It's
Yeah,
like, rough.
don't do
We're
it.
done.
I'll look it up later.
No, if you
Yeah.
see the video that's like, who would ever start this trend, and it has the
Don't.
sound,
Don't click.
don't click it.
Don't do it.
It's
Don't.
just gonna hurt you.
Oh my god, hilarious.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Favorite question of the day.
Okay.
What would you say makes you not from here?
Okay. I thought about this.
We're ready.
So I'm from Texas. I know this. I'm way too nice. Like I let people walk all over me, and I feel like people that are from here don't do that, and I'm struggling with that at the moment. So an example that I can give: I was doing a show like a month ago. I was in Arizona, and I had a friend. She like came to see the show, and so like so this show, it's called Sheegees. It's like a Bee Gees like cover show.
Oh,
It's so
fun. Okay.
silly, dumb. Anyway, so like because it's like a Bee Gees thing, like most of the audience, they're like older. Right? And so I had a friend who lived like where the show was, so I like went out into the audience after to like speak to her. And so while I was like having this like convo with her, this like older like lady comes like walking up. She's standing like 6 feet away from me. I see her out of the side of my eye, and I like knew like she was gonna say something that was like not nice. Like I could just tell like she was like standing far away from me. Anyway, so I like turn and I'm like, hey, how are you? And she was like, can I say something to you?
No.
And I was like, sure, go ahead. And she was like, your boobs were just so out of control this whole show. I'm like a 34A, like I don't really have any, but she was like, your boobs were so out of control this whole show. They were so distracting. It's all anyone can talk about in the lobby. And I was like, what? And so I feel like if I had been like a New Yorker, I would have been like, oh, all right, sure.
Yeah.
You know, like but I didn't know what to do. So I was like, thank you for letting me know.
You were like,
Like,
oh,
my God.
sorry.
Anyway, so like then she like turns around to leave and she comes back and she was like, I'm sorry. Are you married by any chance? And I was like, no. And she was like, well, I just have to let you know, you're never going to find a husband if you dance around with your boobs like that. Like out. They're not out. Like I will have to show you like the outfit that I wear.
Yeah.
Like after this. Like
Why did she take that so personally?
I literally don't know. But like that, like if I had been from here, it would have been on site.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have like,
You're like, what'd you say?
It would have been on site, but unfortunately, I'm from
You were like,
Texas.
Thank you
so I was
so
like,
much.
you know what?
You're-
You're probably right.
you were like, thank you for being
Yeah,
so
thank you.
direct.
Literally.
So direct, yeah. So I think that's really
Wow.
what does it.
Holy shit.
So confused
Yeah,
by this
yeah.
woman's
So confusing.
intentions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a rough time. Anyway, so that, and then I also say y'all, like,
Yeah.
like that too. Yeah.
That too.
That also makes me not from here.
I love that. Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking like what a New Yorker would have done. And I feel like, honestly, like, would have been like, you think you saw my boobs? Like,
Like here they
No,
actually
I
are.
know.
here,
Yeah.
these are my fucking boobs.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Lashes her. I know. Yeah, I just was like, thank you for letting me know.
Oh my God. That is
God.
insanity.
Anyway, it was like truly wild.
That's
Yeah.
one of the craziest things
Yeah.
I've heard in my life. I like
I was like, there's no way.
It was
This
a
is
double
happening.
whammy.
There's
it
no way.
really was.
She brought it
turned
to your
around.
attention. She came back.
No, she doubled
you
back.
married?
She like turned around and she was like, I'm so sorry. Are you married? Like she was like this
I
poor
thought she was
girl.
gonna
Like
be-
she's never gonna find anyone.
I thought she was gonna be like, I'm so sorry. Like I shouldn't have said anything.
I shouldn't have said that.
Like like
no,
no, I'm so sorry.
no,
You're never gonna get married.
It was like so much. And then she like left again and she came back a third time and she like looked at my friend and she was like, who are you? She was like, I'm Kara. Hey. I was like, who are you? Like,
Like,
why are
who
you
is this
speaking?
woman?
Anyway, it was like truly absurd. It was like
Oh.
really wild. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wish her the worst.
Yeah.
No, like literally the worst.
Hope you're well.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Hope you're well.
God.
Anyway, so yeah, if I had been from here, it would have been on site. That's the truth.
And that's the truth.
And that's the tea.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, segue.
Okay.
Come on,
Segue. Here we go.
You want to start this off?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, I did do a deep dive on you.
For sure.
You are the most girl boss girl I don't even know I've ever met. Like I'm just so wowed by you and everything you've accomplished. And I can't wait to dive in and talk about it so everyone can hear about you and how amazing you are. Okay. Let's start with Miss Texas.
Okay.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Yeah,
Like go.
Oh my god. Okay, how much time do we have? Okay, so as I said before, I competed when I was 14. I did
Mhm.
my first ever pageant. And I did it as like a favor to a family friend. So like the way that like it works is you have to win like a local title first to be
Mhm.
able to go to the state pageant.
Okay.
So in order to win a local, you have to have at least 3 girls compete in
Mhm.
like the local pageant, right?
Oh,
so like
okay.
she didn't have enough people. So she was like, will you just come and do this? And I was like,
Mhm.
sure. Anyway, so I did it and I won. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
So now I have to like go to state. Okay, interesting. So then I won. I went to the Miss Texas teen like
Mhm.
thing and I was 4th runner up, my first time to ever do it. And like there were like
God.
60 people. So I was like, wait a minute, am I kind of good at this? Like I had never been good at anything in my whole life. So I was like, wait a second, am I like okay, cool. Anyway, so I kind of caught the bug and I kept doing it. So I was 4th runner up to Miss Teen Texas twice. And then I was 2nd runner up to Teen Texas. And then I aged out. I was too old.
Mhm.
And then I was going to quit. So my senior year of high school, I was like, okay, I just like want to be a senior. I want to
Mhm.
focus on college, like all of the things. And I ended up being kind of like talked into like doing it again. So I competed for Miss, which is like the older one that goes to like the big like national pageant. if that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah. So I was 2nd runner up to Miss Texas that year. And I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy because I was like 17 when that happened.
Wow.
And then I kept doing it. And so I was 1st runner up, then I was 1st runner up again. And then I had to peace out. That was kind
Yeah.
of like that in a nutshell. But yeah, it was a wild time. It was truly a wild
Wow.
time. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So we kind of touched on this earlier, but then this led you to begin pageant prep
Yeah.
with Landry. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
your
yeah.
whole?
Yeah.
So is it a business or is yes?
Yeah,
it's like you've
yeah.
established your own.
Yeah, so it's like a full-blown thing. I'm in the process of turning it into like an LLC right now, but there are a lot of components that go into like an actual like pageant. So the first thing that you do is you do like a private interview. And depending on like where you're doing it, it can be up to like 10.5 minutes long. So it's like a lot. And so that's primarily like what I work with people on. It's just like interview prep and things like that. But you have to do a talent, you have to model in a gown, you have to model in fitness wear now.
Whoa.
Okay. And then you have to do an onstage question as well. Yeah. So that's kind of what I do. I just sit at home all day and I meet with people from across the country.
Everywhere.
And
Wow.
Have you found, this is so random,
Yeah.
sorry, going off script, Isa.
Do it. Improv, girl.
Go for it.
Have you found that a lot of people, like, are they just so intimidated by the interview? Like,
Yeah, so it's weird because like they can literally ask you anything. So like
Yeah.
you have to come up with a platform, and then you have like a fact sheet, and like you get to give like the panel of judges like those 2 sheets of paper. So like they can ask you things off of those things, but they can also ask you like anything. So like
I would
climate
hate
change,
that. I would hate
gun
that.
control, like
That's
anything.
crazy.
So it can get pretty heated, but it can also be super fun. So it
Yeah.
really kind of depends. Yeah, but like you spend like a full year like doing a lot of service stuff and like trying to have things that you can talk about when you go
be
into
ready
the
for
interview.
anything.
Yeah. So yeah, like that kind of makes it tough. Like you just don't know what they're gonna ask.
Damn.
Yeah. It's
I just
crazy.
think about like I think about like job interviews. I hate them. Like I have
do
never
too.
I can't interview to save my life. I can talk, no problem. Like I
Yeah.
can yap and yap and yap, but it comes to an interview and I'm like
It's
like
just really like formal, and it's like funny 'cause
Yeah.
I feel like I'm better at like the formal stuff than I am just like talking to people.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm more
Interesting.
shy and awkward when I'm just like talking to someone versus in like an interview setting.
oh,
It's kind of odd.
I don't know, how do you
Kind of
feel?
backwards.
It's difficult. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't mind job interviews. I don't like them, but I feel like I'm okay at it.
I feel like you're very good around like new people.
Yeah.
Like you
I didn't know how to like formulate that thought.
Yeah.
But
I can totally see that. Like
I
you feel
just-
comfortable.
yeah, like I think I can do the thing. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never thought about it.
I've never thought
Right
about
now.
it.
But
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but there's a lot that goes into it. So it's it's a whole thing.
Wow.
It is the whole
Okay.
thing.
Can you tell us about your nonprofit?
Yeah, I will. So as I was saying before, you have to have a platform
Mhm.
to be able to compete. So mine was called #LiveFearless, and it was
Love
all
it.
about like encouraging people to step outside of their comfort zone, and do things that like they're kind of afraid of, right? So I started a nonprofit when I was 19, and it was essentially a way for like me to be able to raise money for like people to essentially do that. So I worked with a lot of different theaters to basically give like a bunch of tickets to schools with like kids who had never seen live theater, so like they could be like exposed to like a new world that they had never seen before. So that was a thing that I did. I was able to write a book through that, which was super fun. But yeah, I got to speak to a lot of kids about like the importance of stepping outside of your comfort zone and kind of like what that did for me. And so like, again, that was kind of like based off of my own experience, like growing up with a stutter and then having to go on stage and like speak to people. And like, that was something that I was like super scared to do.
Yeah.
But like, I'm so glad that I did it because it changed my life. So
Yeah.
that was essentially like what I did with that. So I don't do as much like with the nonprofit now that I'm not like at home.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really fun experience. And I hope like when I'm older, it's something that I can definitely come back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you talked about your book
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to hear everything about
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So I have a book series. It's called Fiona the Fearless Fox.
Oh.
There are 2 different books. And basically it's about this fox. Her name's Fiona. And she basically empowers her friends to do things that they're scared of to like achieve all of the dreams that they have.
Stop.
And so yeah, so
That's
like
so
she goes on this journey like helping all of her friends, and then at the end like she starts to kind of like not feel too hot about herself, so then all of her friends like help her feel fearless. That's kind of the point. So yeah, I used to go into schools and read that to kids, and like yeah, it's just so fun. So I have 2, and then the first one is in Spanish and it's in English, which is another
Isa ate that up.
yeah. Super fun.
I love that.
Super fun.
Stop it. Buying it for my firstborn.
Come on.
No, I'm like, why am I about to go home and buy it
Come on.
right now?
Come on with it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your TikTok.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's been
so-
a massive thing for you, has
It's
it?
been super fun.
Yeah.
It's been like random. So
Mhm.
I started doing like TikTok just for fun in like 2021.
Mhm.
And I was posting like, I don't even know, like just trying to lip sync to sound. And it was like pretty rough. It was like pretty bad.
We all have had that phase.
I was
Yeah.
it was just like really just unfortunate. Anyway, but so I was doing that for like a while and I was like, oh, this is just like a fun thing.
Mhm.
And then leading up to Miss Texas in 2022, I decided to do like a prep series of like what goes into like actually like getting ready to
Yeah.
go. And so I did like this series. It was like the 40 days leading up to Miss Texas, and it like went viral. Like everybody was like obsessed with it. I mean, because it's like weird, like to have to get ready. Yeah, it's just odd.
No.
Anyway, yeah, so like that kind of is like what blew up for me. And then when I stopped competing, I've since started posting like more theater stuff. I don't know. I just kind of post what I want, and and I'm just kind of lazy about it. Like I do it when it's fun, and I don't when it's
Yeah.
fun. So,
And that's how it should be.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, it like started as like a pageant thing,
Mhm.
and then it's kind of like turned into a theater thing, I guess.
I'm obsessed. That's how I found you. Yeah.
Word.
Like you were just on my For You page, and I was like,
Oh
oh,
Lord.
obsessed with her.
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
Oh, there she is.
And that's how she got to the couch today.
And that's how I'm on the couch today.
That's
yeah,
how you make it.
yeah. So it's not really like a rhyme or reason. I just kind of.
I love that.
Yeah.
How has your time out here in New York been, like with auditions and this audition season and just
Yeah.
everything that comes with being artist out here?
It's been really crazy. So I'm trying to think. So when I moved in July, like I am really lucky. I have like won like the lottery of like having super great agents. Like they're just great.
Mhm.
And so thankfully, like when I moved here, I had a lot of auditions. It kind of like slowed down like November, December.
Yeah.
But like this world of like so many open calls and so many EPAs and so many like getting up at 4 a.m. and like putting your name on the list, that's been a little bit crazy. But I'm also starting to like dabble in like the world of like gig work too.
Ooh.
So I've been doing a lot of that as of late. So yeah, I've been doing the Shiji show.
Yeah.
I'm in like a yeehaw kind of a group that we just sing a lot of country music, which is super fun.
I love that.
But yeah, just trying to figure it out. It's kind of
Yeah.
a crazy world.
It is a
Yeah,
crazy world.
It's a crazy world.
It's insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It seems like you found kind of like a way to, I don't know, be yourself, like authentically.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Word.
That's the
word.
one.
Working on it.
Anyway, out here and like still stay true to all of the things that like
Yeah.
brought you here and from your
Yeah.
past. It's really, really cool.
It's like definitely kind of a work in progress. I just am like the kind of person, I love to have a lot of things happening at once. Like when I
Yeah.
don't have a lot going on, I'm like depressed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been nice to have like a lot of auditions and then to be able to travel and still get to sing and act and all of the things, but then also like still get to do the pageant thing.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not really the one on stage anymore. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it keeps me super busy, but yeah, but it has been really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Good stuff.
Oh, I do have one more question.
what's up?
Yeah, let's do
Well, it doesn't have to be the last one, but I do have a
No, I
question.
know. I'm like, we've actually
Tell
got
us
stuff
about
next week.
your national holiday.
Word. Okay. Oh my God. This is so random. Okay, so when I was a junior, a sophomore in college, I found out. So, okay, the people that create like National Ice Cream Day and like Pizza Day and all of that stuff, it's called like the National Day Archives. It's like
Okay.
a thing. I don't know. So I like came across them and like you can create a holiday like with them. So it was like this. No. You absolutely should.
We need to create a
It's
holiday.
like so fun. So
That is sick.
yeah,
Landry.
it was like fun. Anyway, so I like did it for like the pageant stuff. So it's
Mhm.
called National Live Fearless Day is what it's called. And
Obsessed.
It was like wild. Yeah. So it's
What
like
day
a
is it?
It's September 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the day you do something outside of your comfort zone.
We're
It's
celebrating
really
this
We're
year.
scary.
celebrating.
No, it's like fun. I like did it and then I was on the news because I did it, which was like kind of fun and fresh and flirty.
Not from here will not forget.
No.
Okay. September
We will
2nd
be
comes around.
celebrating.
September 2nd, national
You
holiday.
can imagine to see a picture of your face on the
National-
social media.
Perfect. Anyway, yeah. So
We're
like
coming back.
I like kind of did it as a joke, but then it kind of like blew up. So anyway, then but like now I like forget that it's a thing.
Yeah.
So like I was like on a
that's fair.
show like the last time that it came around. I was like, oh shit, I have to do something for this.
You're like,
Anyway,
this is my
I
holiday.
was like, damn it, I came up with this. Anyway, so God. Anyway,
I
so
did, didn't I?
I know, like, what day is that again? Anyway, yeah. So like now that I'm not like doing pageants anymore, I'm
Mhm.
like, okay,
Yeah.
I still have to do it. Like I spent so much time on it, but like,
yeah,
yeah. Anyway, September 2nd,
we're ready.
live fearless.
We're
up,
It's
man.
going in the
Live it up.
cal.
It's going in the
It's
calendar.
going in the iCal.
It's ready.
It's in there. It's in there.
I knew it though. Like all of these days though, like ice cream day and
Oh, they're
taco
made
day
up.
and margarita day. I'm like, when did we get
I feel
those?
like every day is like
It's a new day.
No, and it's always dance day. Why is it always
always-
National Dance Day?
it's always
National
National Dance Day or,
Or, like,
like
World
National
Dance Day.
Siblings Day.
Always.
I swear it's always National Siblings Day.
Always.
I'm
Or
like,
what was the one? Not National Boyfriend or Girlfriend, but there was like a Sweetest Day or something.
wait, Sweetest Day is a real thing though.
Says
Oh.
who?
Oh, she's a supporter.
Have you never heard of it?
Mm,
I guess I've just heard of Sweetest Day like my whole life because it's right before my
Sweetest
birthday.
what day is it?
I
even
don't
what that
know.
means.
It's
Sweetest
like
Day?
it's
Now
like,
I'm looking it up.
It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like the day to like it's like Valentine's Day essentially.
Okay, okay.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, why is it a thing? We have
You're
Valentine's.
They
pissed,
have
but
that.
I've always heard about it
I'm
because it's around my birthday.
That's
Let me
so
see.
You're looking it up.
It's a
That's really
holiday.
so-
Saturday, October 19th.
See, my birthday.
Let's see what Wikipedia says.
Oh my god.
Of course.
I was
It's
like, this-
celebrated in the Midwestern
Oh,
No, I was like,
United States.
This is the one I do support. 'Cause,
In
like,
parts of-
my dad and my mom would get us like gifts for Sweetest Day, like
It's so funny.
not like a full gift,
I've
just like a
literally
little
never even
like
heard of this.
box of chocolate or like something like
Right.
it's giving Valentine's Day.
Can I
Like a
read?
knockoff.
I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm ready.
Okay, so it says, it is a day to share romantic deeds or expressions and acts of charity and kindness. Sweetest Day has also been referred to as a Hallmark holiday or a concocted promotion created by the candy industry solely to increase sales of sweets.
And you know what? It worked.
And you're a supporter.
It worked.
The 12 Cleveland
Why are we
committee
pissed?
men who planned
Ed
Cleveland's Sweetest Day, October 8th, 1922.
Oh,
Oh, it's been around.
oh, it's been. Yeah, you're pissed. You think National Holiday Archives, whatever they're called.
Also several attempts to start a Sweetest Day in New York City, including a declaration of a candy day. That's what they wanted it to be.
Oh, so it's supposed to be like you.
But
eat-
1927, New York
it's the
Times.
sweetest day because you're eating sweets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So to all of you high
More
school
you
couples
know.
out there, it's not the day for you to post your boyfriend.
It's time to eat candy.
It's time for
time
you
to
to post
eat
your favorite
candy.
candy on Sweetest Day.
That's so funny.
Wow, history is beautiful.
Yeah. That one really got you. Not
That's
Margarita
crazy.
Day, not Donut Day.
Sweetest day.
Sweetest Day.
Because it made no sense to me.
You're like,
That
we
is so
already have Valentine's Day.
We already have one.
We don't need
We
two.
don't need another.
Oh my
So funny.
goodness.
Yeah, that's good. A national holiday. I feel like y'all need one.
I agree.
I think so. Not from
Feel
Not
like
today.
from
y'all
here
need one.
day.
Not from here day.
A day of
What do we celebrate?
Of
Being not, from, here.
Somewhere.
If you are currently somewhere you are not from,
From
this is for you.
This is the day.
Today is
For
your day.
it could really be a thing.
No, Isa, I see the gears.
over here.
We were chatting over here. Issa's like,
No, because
it's coming to her.
The juices are flowing.
you know they're always saying
That's
America's a
crazy.
melting pot, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
coming in,
Right.
not from here.
I mean,
It could
I
be a
feel
day
like-
to celebrate people that are not from America.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Well, this was
Unreal.
amazing.
So fun.
Thank you
for
so
having
much. This is
me.
literally, I just felt like we were hanging out the whole time.
This is so fun.
Giggling and
did.
chatting.
Thanks
and
for joining us.
this-
You're lovely.
Thanks.
obsessed with you, as we know.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with
I
y'all.
love my deep dive on you. But
Oh my god.
where can the people find you?
Okay, Instagram is just at Landry Champlin. TikTok at Landry.Champlin.
Oh,
Love.
easy
Yeah.
enough.
Pretty
Easy peasy.
Just want to give a quick shout out to our social media team. We truly could not do it without them. Erica Walker and Noah Wisniewski. If you haven't, check out all of their work. It is incredible. At our Instagram, it is at notfromhere.podcast. That is NOTFROMHERE.PODCAST. And that is the same for TikTok as well. I just realized.
And also make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Noah has put in a lot of work there. You can always watch our episodes in addition to listening to them.
Beautiful. And next week, we are going to be talking regaining perspective.
Love that.
Ooh.
Spooky.
What does that even mean? Ooh.
We'll get into it.
But as always, I am Riley Klauza.
I am Isa Rodriguez.
I'm Landry Champlin.
And we are definitely
Not from here. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Amazing.